Okay, so our final video that I'm doing today is leaf lamina cuttings of Streptocarpus. Here we go, here's a gorgeous Streptocarpus. That one's called Caitlin, and this one, I don't know, I've got the name for that one. But often, now you can see that when this was potted up, there was two separate plants in there because we did these from Propagation, and we've obviously got a little mixture. It's quite a nice bit of an unusual thing, I think. But a lot of the Streptocarpus, many of them have girls' names as the cultivar. Dibleys that produce them and crossbreed them all, they like to call them after girls' names. So go on the Dibleys website, you'll probably find a Streptocarpus that has your name on it. So I know there's one called Hannah, I'm pretty sure there is. So this is the plant that we're going to propagate, Streptocarpus. So it's just the lamina that we're using for this. They do have a little bit of if you can see that, a bit of a leaf petiole at the base, but we're not going to use that. So what we do is, like we did with our the other ones we did, the African violet, we are going to take a cutting right at the base so we're not damaging the mother plant. Often also, when we're taking cuttings from a plant, we obviously don't want to take too many because we're going to damage the mother plant as well. And sort of no more than, I don't know, probably 5 leaves from this plant. So, you don't want to overdo it. So we take our leaf, here is one that I removed earlier. And I'm just going to angle you down now to show you what to do. So you're going to get a mature leaf that's healthy. Some of those are a bit brown at the tips. They tend to do that, Streptocarpus. So that's a nice, healthy, nutrient rich, it's nice and green, not deficient leaf. And you can see how thick that midrib is at the back. That's got cambium tissue, meristematic cells in it, which are dividing, and we're going to wound this. This is, this midrib, this is where the roots are going to come from. So let's angle you down. Okay, so using our tile, what we're going to do with this is we're going to remove. Now, it's better to do it upside down so you can actually see the midrib really clearly. We use our nice clean knife and we're going to cut away that midrib as near to the midrib as we can, all the way along. Okay, and it's this piece that we're going to use, the lamina, and the same on the other side. So the fatter, the wider the leaf, the better really. You've got a little bit more to sink into your compost. Okay, so we dispose of that midrib. We don't use that. Okay, so this is what we're going to use our leaf lamina. Now, for one thing, my container's not long enough, but also these little narrow pieces tend to kind of wither away, so I normally trim those off and just use the wider parts, making sure I can fit it into this little container. Obviously you could use a longer tray. Okay, so that's our cutting material prepared. I'm trying not to squash it down or damage it, handling it gently. We know which way is which because we can see the wavy edge of the leaf margin, and that's obviously flat. So, okay, so again, it's our same compost mix, 50% grit sand, 50% multi-purpose. We make a little indentation. I usually use a label to, because we're going to, it's a bit long, that one, to fit in. Okay, we'll just do it like that. Okay, so a couple of indentations. We don't want to force the delicate edge of the leaf into the compost. I've watered this beforehand as well, otherwise it fills in when you're trying to make a little furrow. It kind of falls back. And then we're going to gently press the edge, the cut edge of our leaf into there, and the same with the other one, just so it holds it up, but being really, really gentle. And you can firm it in either side as well. Just maybe put a little bit of the, you want about a third of it, quarter to a third of it actually buried, you know, so that it's not going to fall over. Then this one definitely does need some kind of cover over it because it will dry out really quickly, and the best place to put this would be on a hot bench or in a heated propagator again, so that you've got the bottom heat. Because this is a house plant, it can be done any time, but a lot of propagation generally is best done in spring, early summer, when things are in active growth. So that is leaf lamina cuttings of Streptocarpus.